Hey everybody, it's Realtor Alan Wheeler here. Welcome back to my channel. Thanks for tuning back in. Again, this morning or this afternoon, I want to check in and go over another Kalamazoo neighborhood with you. Vine neighborhood is what we're going to go over today. It's actually one of Kalamazoo's smaller neighborhoods, also one of the most densely populated neighborhoods for its size. It's got a long history of seeing a lot of things, everywhere from first settlers in the early 1800s to mid 1800s, up to college students before more college campus dorms and apartment housing was built over on campus, to today it kind of houses college families, college individuals who rent apartments in some of the larger homes, small families that are starting out, and families that have been in this neighborhood for 15 to 20 years, as well as young professionals. So Vine neighborhood's seen a little bit of everything. It's got some great environments, great atmospheres. Used to be a ton of stores down here. Interesting little nitpick about the Vine neighborhood is that it's one of the earliest settled areas, and it's still one of the most intact areas from a historical standpoint as far as some of the older buildings go. What happened was when people kind of ventured out from the downtown area and started to spread out, they went to the north a little bit, and they came to the south this direction because it was close to downtown. They created all their own stores here, but to the east there was still the river, and there was no bridge over the river for years to come. So going back and forth from the river to get to downtown just wasn't real practical. We'll take a look at some of the cool stores that are still down here. Again, one of the smaller neighborhoods in Kalamazoo, one of the most historic and still intact buildings and homes in the Kalamazoo area. So not actually on this site, but really close to here was Kalamazoo's first public high school. There's a whole court case challenge it that went all the way to Michigan Supreme Court, which allowed the school to levy taxes for free public high school. Kind of interesting to read about. But on this site still today, we've got Beanery Auditorium, which is still home to many shows and different things you can view there. But this building is also still home to Kalamazoo Public Schools Community Education Center, as well as the Math and Science Center. So if you've got a kid that goes to public high school, like Roy Norks or to Kalamazoo Central, there's a good chance if they're in some of these AP classes, they come down to this building as well. And if you live down here in the Vine neighborhood, you know you've got Fourth Coast Cafe and Bakery, the Crow's Nest Restaurant, Bagel Beanery right across the street. And then on the other side of the street, some of the oldest storefronts that were in downtown Kalamazoo and in the Vine neighborhood. Go up the street just a little further, you've got a grocery store, I think a med service, a 24-hour or rapid med service up there, an Ace Hardware. Really not much you can't find, just like many of the other Kalamazoo neighborhoods here in the Vine neighborhood. And everything's within walking distance, not to mention you can walk to everything downtown from here too. You're really less than a mile away from the downtown Kalamazoo. And it would be a huge shame if I didn't talk about one of the 4 or 5 parks that are down in the Vine neighborhood. So even though this is one of the smaller neighborhoods in Kalamazoo, there's 4 or 5 parks that are down here. I'm at the Northwest Inch Park now. One of the great things that you're gonna see when you come down and go for a walk in the Vine neighborhood is the architecture and the difference in the architecture, the Victorian homes that are down here, the huge houses that are still down here that are 100+ years old. It's one of the few areas in town where you're still going to get such a vast majority of those 100+ year old homes. You're going to see some of the back alleyways that are down in the Vine neighborhood. You're going to see where some of the students still live. You're going to see where the families still live, and you're going to see where the young professionals live and increase the value of those homes and keep bringing those homes up to the new century while still keeping that trend of the Victorian look and everything in its own. So Vine is a historic neighborhood, both by the state, by the city of Kalamazoo, and there's some rules and regulations around keeping those things the way they should be to preserve that history. So in short, Vine is a really great neighborhood to live, and it's really great whether you're a student looking to rent some housing with some fellow classmates. It's great if you're a small family and looking to be out in an area where you can get to multiple parks. And it's wonderful if you're a young professional and you want to be close to downtown, but not necessarily living in the downtown condos or apartments down there. Still be able to walk, ride your bike in the spring, summer, and fall. I mean, you can ride your bike in the winter too, have at it, but I'm going to pass on that. And lastly, if you're going to be down here, take a walk. If you're here during the week, you're hungry and got a hankering for some great pizza, you got to stop into Martini's, right? Everybody knows, I'll take some heat for this, that Martini's is the best pizza in Kalamazoo. They've got a lot of other great food too, but Martini's has got great pizza. You've got a hot yoga studio down there. You've got a grocery store close by. You've got a bagel beanery, a restaurant, Fourth Coast. You've got it all in the Vine neighborhood. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on the next one. I think next we'll take a little break, get off the neighborhoods a little bit, and find something else to focus on. Hope everybody's having a great day in Kalamazoo. Let me know if you have any questions and drop your comments below.